Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cameron Heyward sends strong message right after return to Steelers facility. Veteran defensive end Cameron Heyward didn't return to the Pittsburgh Steelers facility with a new contract. But he did have a message for his teammates on June 4th. There's plenty of reasons for Steelers fans to be excited. But Heyward reminded the media that excitement won't mean anything unless the players continue to work. I think they are all good acquisitions, Heyward told reporters when asked about the team's offseason. But you never want to be known as a paper champ. You can't win the offseason. I think the work gets done out here on the field. It gets done in the classroom. It gets done training, and then you see where you're at in training camp. You build on that. I think we've got the right guys in the building. It's just about putting a complete team on the field. June 4th was the first day Heyward was back at the team's facility for off-season workouts. On May 15, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported the veteran defensive lineman planned not to attend OTAs because of his contract situation. Heyward, who turned 35 in May, is entering the final year of his deal. For a short time this offseason, rumors were circling that Heyward could retire. Instead, he will enter his 14th NFL season. Of course, the Super Bowl is the ultimate goal. But having more, or any, playoff success is the first step. The Steelers are 1-7 when Heyward plays in the postseason. The only time during Heyward's career when the team advanced past the divisional round, he was sidelined with an injury. Those teams didn't necessarily win the offseason like this year's Steelers squad appears to be doing. But Heyward has been around long enough and experienced enough heartache in January to understand that champions aren't crowned over the summer. If Heyward dresses for at least 6 games this season, he will become the 6th player in franchise history to play in 200 regular season games for the Steelers. The 5 players who have already reached that milestone for Pittsburgh all won multiple championships. Other than Heyward, former linebacker David Little is the only defender in Steelers history to play at least 175 regular season games and not win a championship. While Heyward appeared focused on the team and the upcoming season when talking to the media, he received a lot of questions about his contract. Heyward didn't specify a money amount he desires in a new contract. But he said he wants to play 3 more years and described what else he is looking for in a fresh deal. I want to be valued at my position. I understand I came off a rough season, but I don't think it's a step down of where I can play, Heyward said. When I'm at the top of my game, I'm still a top 5 player at my position. I play the run and the pass. I bring leadership. Heyward is set to count as a $22.4 million cap hit for the 2024 season. Based on his 2023 health and production, he is not worth that amount of money. The Steelers could lower that cap hit in a deal that adds years in a new contract for Heyward. But the team would be committing more money over a longer period of time to a defensive lineman who just turned 35. In a perfect world, the Steelers would probably rather wait to see if Heyward can stay healthy in 2024 before signing him to an extension. But the team also will likely want to avoid a messy contract situation with one of its defensive captains. Patrick Queen keeps taking shots at Ravens as strange one-sided feud continues. One of the more bizarre off-season beefs to witness unfold in the last few months has been Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen against his old team, the Baltimore Ravens. Queen has taken every opportunity to tell us he doesn't care about the Ravens, which is not normally the behavior of someone truly unbothered. Not only did Queen claim he took less money when he signed a 3-year, $41 million contract in the offseason, but the former LSU star says he did that to win more. This comes after he left a team that had the best regular season record in the league last season and is a consistent playoff force. Queen has been sparring on social media with Ravens fans, understandably upset that a great player has left to join a hated rival. On top of the many affirmations that he made the right choice, which may be entirely possible both on and off the field, Queen has entered uncharted territory by insulting Baltimore's atmosphere and food. "I don't care, it's the truth," Queen said via The Athletic. "I am not saying anything bad about them. I am just speaking the truth. It's a better atmosphere here for me. Everybody is cool, the people are cool, the players are cool, and the food spots are better." There is an undercurrent of jealousy coming from Ravens fans, as there is with any big free agent departure to a rival team. Not only did Queen leave after an All-Pro season, but he left the Ravens with the vastly unproven Trenton Simpson in line to start next to Roquan Smith. While the Steelers are a well-run franchise that wins a lot of games, Ravens fans are hoping Queen realizes how good he had it in Baltimore and the roadblocks Pittsburgh faces on their path to contention. Going after the food may have been his worst infraction of all. Pierogies are great, but Baltimore brings together the best of Southern and seafood in one glorious combination. Even people in Pittsburgh will tell you the city is far from being one of the culinary hotbeds of America. Luckily for both parties, Queen and the Ravens will get 2 chances, at minimum, to meet up and iron things out this season. These games are always impactful bloodbaths, but Queen continuing to throw gas on the fire and declare his hatred for perfectly steamed crab has turned the intensity up to 11. Why Cowboys' Micah Parsons could be enticed to play for Steelers one day. The future contract status of elite pass rushers will ideally never become a genuine concern among a fan base, especially if a sizable chunk of the team's ceiling is tied to the player in question. It is undoubtedly one of the most important positions in the NFL, usually forcing owners to acquiesce to lofty demands. But the Dallas Cowboys have more to worry about than just Micah Parsons. The multi-time first-team All-Pro skipped organized team activities, OTAs, in his pursuit of a massive contract extension. Even though he showed up for mandatory minicamp, the franchise and fans could still find themselves in an uncomfortable situation they were hoping would never come to pass. With quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb also both seeking new deals, there is the risk Parsons is deprioritized. Nevertheless, the 25-year-old reportedly has no interest in playing for another team, at least not for a long time. His heart currently resides in Dallas, but his Pennsylvania roots do open the possibility of a return out east at some point. There is even a squad in the Keystone State being floated as a potential destination. Though, it might not be the one most fans think. Parsons has no interest in playing anywhere but with the Cowboys, Clarence Hill Jr. posted on X. He said it's important for his legacy and doesn't want to bounce around. But if he hypothetically did go home later in his career, it would be to join the Pittsburgh Steelers, not the Philadelphia Eagles, partly because of Mike Tomlin. Pittsburgh is often paradise for a top-tier defensive talent, with the team's identity firmly predicated on suffocating opposing offenses. The philosophy has resulted in more playoff berths than expected, while also allowing Tomlin to avoid a losing season in his head coaching career. Parsons could achieve mammoth success with the Steelers. There are a few possible roadblocks to such a union, however, particularly if he wishes to stay with the Cowboys for several more years. Tomlin's job security faced some uncertainty last season, so there is no telling how many years he has left in Pittsburgh. Considering the Super Bowl 43 champion has been at the helm since 2007, he might crave a new football environment. If that is the case, then Micah Parsons might miss his chance to play for Mike Tomlin in his home state. The Steelers also have T.J. Watt lining up on the edge, whom the Cowboys star notably left out of his list of top 5 pass rushers in the league. It might not be practical for either Parsons or Pittsburgh to come together at all, even in the twilight of the Penn State product's career. Of course, the probability could soon change if contract talks between Parsons and the Cowboys continue to drag. He is clearly focused on inking a new deal in the near future. If Dallas feels differently, then the 3-time Pro Bowler might take off the love goggles and chase other options. Lingering tension is the best pathway for a Pennsylvania return, but it is just a fantasy for now. One that Steelers fans will store in the back of their minds until the time comes to revisit it. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Micah Parsons? Leave your opinion in the comments.